What's up, guys? We're gonna real beats. Today we're gonna be going over the most important part of the melody in real time. If you do end up enjoying the video, make sure you do hit that sub button and turn post notifications on because it helps out a lot. That being said, let's hop into it. All right, so here is our first sound, just a little pluck. So to save time, I'm gonna just default to my F sharp minor. Okay, you can do this in any scale, of course. So to put this simply, I'm gonna just make like a fake bass line. So we have three main components, right, of a melody. To put it simply, okay, of course there's more, but just to put this simply, just three main components. And then we're gonna have our like chords. We can just make some fake chords, and then we have our top melody. Okay, so you have these three. Now a lot of people think that the top melody is actually the most important part, when really it's just the icing on the cake. But the most important part that you need to focus on is the midsection. And the reason why is because everything that is outside of this it's pretty much, if you look at most melodies, they're pretty much just a copy of these chords pulled up. So most melodies you look at will pretty much be just a higher octave of these chords, right? And of course you'll have notes that go outside of it, of course, right? But if you just look at it generally, that is kind of a fact. So you want to focus on this midsection and animate these notes so that it sounds full, right? Because if you don't have this part down, a lot of times when you start to add like these flams and all these like crazy stuff up top, it just sounds super empty and dry, right? So you want to kind of focus on this midsection. And of course you can throw in the bass notes, but usually you'll have an 808 or like a synth bass anyway. So enough talking, let's actually do this so you can see what I mean, because this doesn't really say much. So let's start here, and pretty much I'm gonna shrink this down. Let's see, and I might fast forward a part just depending on if it's tedious or not. So let's start here. Let's probably make this a little bit longer. Make a seventh, a minor seventh. So skip over the note. Okay, I'm just gonna copy it over, and then for a bass line, we're just gonna take that same harmony and pretty much just make a chord backwards and just slide it over, and then you can just make your seventh chord here. And then pretty much what we'll do from here is animate these notes by pulling them up, moving them over. So I'm gonna do this first part. If it takes too long, I'll fast forward through this one, but it's pretty much the same exact method. So over here, let's pull this A up, and then we're gonna animate these. So I'm gonna pull this back, and we're gonna do a flam. Okay, not a flam, a wiggle. So wiggle is going from one note to another note back to the same note. So it will look something like this. All right, so C sharp to E to C sharp, but we're gonna take this and move this up. That way we're kind of filling out this little section here. Let me see, make sure it's not doing too much. Let's see. Let's make a chord from this and use some of these. Now this is still our mid, okay? When we do the top section, I'll say it, right? But we still do, this is our mid section, right? So I'm just trying to show you the range that you have access to, right? Because I think a lot of people think, oh, I only have these notes to work with. Like, no, you have these notes and the next octave of these notes. So you got all these notes, okay? So let's just offset a lot of this. I want this to sound a little darker. I'm gonna just copy this section over. And let's just add this in, keep that consistent. Okay, and that is pretty much what we're gonna do. So I think what I'm gonna do for time's sake is I'm going to fast forward. I'll still show you it, but I'll fast forward through this, and then we'll come back and do the top melody. All right, so I just went a little simpler on this one. So same thing. I just wanted this second part to be a little slower. Okay, so with this one, I just kind of deleted everything and I copied the bass note up just like this. And then some of these other notes, obviously this is the top note of our main chord. Just pull some of this stuff up, okay? So I'll play the whole thing and then we'll move on to the top melody. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to our top melody. All right, so now we're gonna build our top melody. So at this point, once you've done all this work for your midsection, you can literally do whatever you want to do. You can put any notes. Not every note will sound good. So like if we were to probably do like, if we were to have too much tension, something like this, it may sound a little weird. Right? It'll sound a little weird, but that's one note. Every other note you could probably just, right? You could do what you want to do. So let's make one. I'm probably doing it on this side just so it's kind of like has a motion to it. So let's just make a chord from there. I'm gonna copy this over and just kind of make. Okay, and I think that's good for a top melody. So this is our full melody. And what we're gonna do is just move on to our next instrument to probably layer a bit as well. All right, so now we have like this bell pad. So I'm gonna just copy this here just to save time. Just because I wanted to kind of do some counter stuff, but I think we spent enough time. I think it sounds better that way. And then for this one, we just have a piano, just with some extra. So what I'm gonna do is steal the patterns from this. And we could do this fairly quick. Let's move this up since it's a piano. Okay, and this is just, you're just kind of adding layers. And then we can take that old pattern we had. Let's take this, move it down. Same thing over here. Let's take these E's and then let's move them over. What that sounds like. Okay, I like that. I think that should be kind of like a good undertone to have on your full melody. Might need to pull them up or transpose them a bit, but I think that's fine. Let's move on to the bass. All right, so here we have our basses, and I guess we can just do all our low end here. I'll just throw in a quick rim just so we can just have something to work with. And of course we can right click, set to next bar. And then of course, F sharp to D. Let's move that over. Okay, we got our synth bass, and pretty much we're gonna do the same thing. We're going to shift D, and it's probably I like that just to add a little bit of bounce with the kick. I haven't used a kick in a while, so let's go ahead and move on to the rest of our drums since we kind of have these made a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and finish some of the drums so we can have an outro beat. So we're gonna do the hi-hats. So let's do 1/4 so we have like different rhythms. Let's do something like that. And let's just like, okay, oh, I really like that. And we can just copy this over. I kind of like this pattern playing. And we could do a chop, pull that down. I keep this consistent so it doesn't look weird. Okay, I think that's good. Right click, set to next bar. And then for our shaker, I want to try to do like a humanized pattern. Ooh, I really like that. Let me see. Okay, I think that's real smooth. So I'm gonna just copy this over, and then we can just right click, set to next bar, and now we can just kind of listen to the beat. And I'm gonna play it with the synth bass and the the 808. Then with this. Alright, and that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.